Last month, I got to participate in a salamander research survey, and here's how it went down. This scientific study collected data from land close to a vernal pool with the goal of recording ground temperature, relative abundance, species richness, and size. My mom is the one who found out that they needed assistance, and my grandpa came too, so it was a really special day for all of us. The research team had laid out untreated wood boards and tree cookies in a grid pattern across the land last year to give the salamanders options when it came to a hiding spot this spring. We split up into small teams and worked to collect the needed data. Under supervision from the research team, my mom was the data collector and equipment manager, my grandpa took photos and videos, and alongside another citizen scientist named Sue, I was a designated Sally handler. Because salamanders have no lungs and they breathe through their skin, and because they can drop their tails when stressed, they have to be handled with extreme care. We made sure beforehand that we had no lotions or perfumes on our hands, and we only handled them from the middle of their bodies. Salamanders are slippery and fast, so Sue and I had to be really quick when we found one, carefully picking them up and placing them in clear bags. The bags are never sealed, and the open end of the bag gets slid into a homemade tool lovingly called a Sally stick, which gets pulled through, and then the salamander is coaxed into a somewhat straight position for measurements. Working across our transact, we looked under a total of 12 cover objects, and we found 5 salamanders. While not every cover object had a salamander under it, even in the absence of Sallies, we encountered slugs, worms, millipedes, isopods, and more. All of the other groups found Sallies as well, including one spotted salamander, which was so cute. After we were all done, we gathered as a group to compile our data and do quick calculations on things like species richness and relative abundance, both statistics that help the nature preserve track how the salamander populations are doing from year to year. All in all, we captured, measured, and released 16 individual salamanders representing 2 different species, which they said was a huge increase from last year. After our data meeting, we took a quick jaunt to the vernal pool a few dozen yards away, where I spotted a frog that was way too quick for my camera and a caddisfly larva in the water. The research staff had scooped a few jars of tiny creatures from the vernal pool to show us, so it was really cool to get to see another caddisfly larva in his little house up close and personal. If you want to get involved in something like this in your own area, contact your local nature center or nature preserve about volunteer opportunities. This was an absolutely incredible day, and it was so special to get to do this with my mom and my grandpa. I will remember this forever.